It's great. You get on board the Badger, park your car, kick back, let somebody else do the driving. Okay, Donald, it's time to make the donut. 40. Always had kind of an interest in the water. Michigan is one of those uncharted peninsulas that was kind of bypassed as the westward movement came through, and I think for a lot of folks they're just now discovering what we have in the Michigan and Wisconsin peninsulas.
The Badger crosses between Ludington, Michigan and Manitowoc, Wisconsin. It's a 60-mile cross and it's the shortest point between the lake.
Freeways, horns, 60, 70 mile an hour traffic, and we're able to do this at 15 knots going across the lake at a fairly leisurely pace.
We carry 180 units, and a unit's roughly a Ford Taurus. July and August we fill them up.
That's what it looks like when we get fire in here at full speed.
They travel anywhere from Australia, the UK, far west, far east, and far south. I mean, it's a part of history, a part of Michigan and Wisconsin history, maritime history, and it's a unique experience that people can't do every day. Experience a cruise ship-like feel on Lake Michigan close to home.
The Badger is actually the culmination of over 100 years of car ferry history. It's the last car ferry, railroad car ferry built for the Cross Lake transportation system. The Badger was actually constructed in 1952 and actually began service in 1953. It was built for the C&O Railroad, and they're as a railroad car ferry. The railroad's predominant service was, of course, to carry rail freight, and passengers were sort of a sideline. And now the passengers are our major focus.
No, if Chicago didn't exist, these boats wouldn't have been built. I mean, that was the reason the C&O Railroad built these, to get access around Chicago. Chicago used to be a several-day bottleneck in the switch yards and that, like freight from Detroit, Cleveland going to Minneapolis or further west, route them up here and straight through.
C&O had acquired some track rights around Chicago, so it really made the Cross Lake ferry system not as economically viable for them to continue operations. It was probably sometime in 1990 that it actually shut down.
It definitely helps tourism. I think that both in Manitowoc and the Ludington areas were affected significantly when the ferry did not run in 1990 and 1991. The economic boost and the growth in Ludington alone and Manitowoc that I see is significant.
And then Charles Conrad, his dream was to see these ferries resurrected, but perhaps in a different service, not with the railroad car ferries. He bought it out of bankruptcy court, and they brought it along. And in 1992, they started the operation, and we've been carrying passengers ever since. I think this is a great opportunity that's going to be here for many years to come, to ride essentially a piece of history.